and welcome to Let's Get Lost in Classic Movies. I'm Jana.
And I'm Debbie. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed all the movies we've been watching. We have an exciting one coming up today.
Today we have a Western we're sharing called The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. It was released in 1962, starring John Wayne, Jimmy Stewart, Vera Miles, and our arch nemesis, Lee Marvin. It was directed by John Ford. Mom, what do we need to know about this movie going into it?
Well, this is a movie about a young man who comes from the East, is moving to the West, and he just became an attorney, and he wants to open practice in the West. So when he decides to do this, he runs into a villain, Lee Marvin, who is Liberty Valance, and gets firsthand of what it's like out West with no order, no patrol of anything, no policemen. The sheriff is such an idiot. Wait until you see him. So he's on the stagecoach, and it gets robbed, and he gets robbed, and he's defending this woman because her husband gave her a brooch, and she didn't want to give it up, but they were trying to get it away from her. And Liberty Valance just beats him to death. So this is how it starts. And the movie is a flashback, which means it's already ended, and he's looking back at what happened. And so this is how this starts. Him telling this story to a newspaperman about the man who shot Liberty Valance, which never came out before. You need to watch the movie because it's really good.
Yes, it's got a good bit of mystery, a good bit of drama, and lots of comic relief.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a lot of comedy.
And we will see you on the flip side on the discussion. I hope you enjoy the movie.
We will see you when you come back.
Marshal, I was wrong the other day, but I've been reading up on territorial law, and there it is, right there. Now, I'll draw up the complaint, take care of all the legal details, but you do have jurisdiction. It says so right there. So the next time he sets foot in this town, you arrest him.
Anything you say, Mr. Stoddard. I'll be tickled to death to... What was that? Arrest who?
Liberty Valance.
Arrest Liberty Valance? You mean Liberty Valance? Just when I was starting to get my appetite back.
Welcome back to Let's Get Lost in Classic Movies. I'm Jana.
And I'm Debbie. We hope you enjoyed watching The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
It was a really good movie.
And we would love to have your feedback on this because it is a black and white movie. But it is, I think, a really good story to it about how they want to become a statehood, a state, voting, and, which also brings law and order to the West. It was very good, I thought. But I always enjoy John Wayne anyway. He's so good.
I know. He's so good in this film. I thought the flaws between John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart's characters were really great because John Wayne is tough in this movie, but you still see his tender side, which usually comes out in anger over Vera Miles. But then you also see Jimmy Stewart, which I don't know if anybody else could have played this part like Jimmy Stewart did, where he was like an attorney, right? And they thought of him as less than, not as strong. But Jimmy Stewart does bring a level of strength to his character that I think for me, is underseen. I mean, it's not the most prominent, but he has this fight in him that they all mock, but he still has it.
He does. And there is one scene that I just loved. It's when he punches John Wayne in the face. After John Wayne shoots the paint cans off the fence post and gets the paint all over him. It's just great how Jimmy Stewart just walked right up and just belted him right in the mouth.
I know.
It was good.
I mean, you have these moments where the character is written as a weaker character, but he has these moments where he stands up,
right,
and shows a strength side. Before we get too far into this, Mom, when did you get lost in the movie?
I think the stagecoach is when, if you've never, and I've seen the movie before, but that's not the beginning of the movie. The beginning of the movie is when they come back for John Wayne's funeral. Mm-hmm. And that's the beginning of the movie. And then this is a flashback of what actually happened up to that point. So, but I think the stagecoach was really enticing. And Jimmy Stewart saying to Liberty Valance, I'm going to put you in jail, and Liberty Valance did not like that at all. He ripped up his law books and then beat him. To me, how was Jimmy Stewart going to do this? What was he going to do to get him into jail?
Well, and you think with movies that you think that that's eventually going to happen, right? In movies, they set up this and it doesn't happen. He doesn't go to jail. Mm-hmm. So in a way, I thought it was interesting that Jimmy Stewart comes to be a part of the West. I mean, he really has to bend into how the West is doing things.
Right. And like Tom Doniphon, he thinks that the only way you can defend yourself in the West is with a gun. That's the only way. There is no law and order. They have a sheriff, like I said, who's an absolute idiot, who shouldn't even be sheriff, and is scared of his own shadow, let alone pull out a gun to anybody or arrest anyone. He would never do that.
I feel like the person who became the sheriff was just the person who would do it as a job, not because everybody was like, oh my gosh, if I have to do this, then I'm going to get hell for it. I mean, there's nobody else that could have been sheriff with this Liberty Valance guy. I don't know why he didn't get shot before, but that's just me.
Yeah, I know. But because he's fast. He was fast, but not as fast as Tom Doniphon.
Right.
John Wayne is always faster with the gun. Always.
And I liked John Wayne's character that he didn't over posture. He was really calm about everything, unless it came to Vera Miles.
So where did you get lost in the movie?
It took me a long time. And I think that that's one of the things that I love so much about our podcast is because you kind of want to know what you're getting into when you watch these movies. Because you don't really know where it's going or what exactly is happening or who's who. And these movies do a really great job. A lot of them, the more you watch them, the more you like them. Because you know what's happening and you can pick up on it and it becomes endearing in almost a way. But no, I got lost. I got lost when Jimmy Stewart got tripped and the stake fell.
That is a funny scene. Tom Doniphon gets up and goes, pick up my stake. And Liberty Valance goes, dude, pick up the stake.
Oh, yeah, and he kicks him in the face.
And Tom Doniphon goes, I said, you, Liberty, pick up the steak. And then Jimmy Stewart jumps up, picks up the steak, slaps it on the table, and he goes, there, the steak is picked up. You're going to shoot each other over a steak on the floor? It was funny.
Yeah,
And then he wanted to, Liberty was going to pull his gun. Tom Doniphon goes, go ahead, just try it. Poppy's in the kitchen door. Just try it.
Oh, I loved Poppy.
Great.
What an endearing character. He played the character very well.
Yeah.
He had a soft side to him. You know, I think the two of them being so close, I think that's the one character that John Wayne really just trusted.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, I thought all of the characters were so interesting, like Mr. Peabody.
The shinbone newspaper. Yeah, he was very interesting, wasn't he? Intelligent, could read and write, but also a drunk.
And I mean, like, how interesting is it that he started this school? I thought it was so fun that he started the school.
Mm-hmm.
And how much diversity was in the school. 1962, when you're poor, everybody's poor.
Yeah.
And you're all kind of in the same boat.
Yeah.
And I thought, on a very side note, I loved all of the Spanish influence.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the West, it was part of Mexico. I mean, eventually.
Right.
And it made me laugh because, people say, why are there still Spanish speakers in the U.S.? And I'm like, this whole territory became a state, having Spanish speakers in it.
Mm-hmm.
When people from the West came over to settle.
Right.
But there was already Spanish influence in it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So it just makes me laugh at some of the things that are going on today. But I liked how it wasn't a defining feature. I mean, they didn't point it out. It wasn't a thing, but it was a part of the West at the time.
Mm-hmm. Right. It was interesting. There wasn't a whole lot that you couldn't grasp.
Yeah.
Watching this movie. It was pretty self-explanatory. You could understand what they were talking about. It was nothing undermining or that you couldn't figure out. It was a simple movie.
A lot of the older movies talk so much about the reference of what's happening during that time, but when you're watching it 75 years later, you don't always know the references that they're talking about or what may have been going on at that time.
Right.
And I don't know, watching this movie just made me really feel like I never want to live in the West. I was like, it looked like a hard life.
Yeah.
I mean, watching what they ate, there's no true doors on the restaurant, just the swinging doors.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about how hard life must have been.
Yeah, and they worked constantly.
Why were some people wanting it to stay a territory?
The cattlemen didn't want the statehood because it would close the open range. And they wanted it free. They didn't want law and order and direction. They wanted it just the way it was. So that's what the cattlemen wanted. And Liberty Valance was working for the cattlemen.
Oh, okay. What was he doing for them? Policing with quotation marks?
Whatever. Making sure that nobody was infringing on that open range space.
I see.
That's why he killed so many people.
And they would pay him.
Yeah.
Wow. And then he had Tweedledee and Tweedledum with him.
Yeah.
What idiots.
Yep. But there were some good scenes in there. One I really loved is when John Wayne comes to the restaurant and brings Hallie the flowering cactus, which was just beautiful. And Poppy plants it in her garden. And it was just, you could tell how much John Wayne loved her, you know. Hallie loved her.
She was a very lovable character.
Yeah.
I loved through the story, you didn't really know who she was going to end up with.
Right.
And you could tell she loved both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been devastating if she didn't pick, you know. John Wayne, of course, was devastated that she didn't pick him.
Right.
Oh, one of the things I wrote that I thought was funny is, what is the point of a lock?
The what?
What is the point of a lock on a box if you can just shoot it off?
We can still do that today.
True. Okay, one of the things that I did notice, which I'm glad that they used in the movie, was the open flame of the lanterns. Every time that the glass top came off, I said, wow, there's a fire is about to start. This open flame here. And then John Wayne decides to burn down the house that he was building.
Right. The room.
For Hallie, which I love that name.
Yeah, that. But back then they didn't have electricity, so that's what you used. Heat lamps, oil lamps for burning. Or candles.
What happened to the woman and the man in the carriage at the beginning of the movie? Where did they go when they took the horses and made them get in the carriage and leave? They went back east, you think?
No, they went to Shinbone. Because remember, Hallie said, you know, the stagecoach stopped here last night and told us all about it. But they were probably going further west.
Not me.
To another city.
And they tried to use that he murdered Liberty
Valance.
Against him to be in politics. Isn't that so funny?
It was Liberty Valance who was the one that was doing the shooting.
Yeah.
Not Jimmy Stewart.
No. It's interesting how things can get twisted.
Yeah. If you want to believe what you want to believe.
Yeah. And then John Wayne decided that was a time to be able to tell him. Would you have picked John Wayne? Or would you have chosen Jimmy Stewart?
For what? The Senate?
To be with.
I don't know. I like both of them. That would be a hard decision.
Yeah.
It would be a hard decision. Some of the things are funny in it. Especially the sheriff. I mean, he was hilarious. How scared he was. Do you know Liberty Valance is in town? I'm hiding.
I love how John Wayne he just didn't deal with it. He didn't handle the problem either, but he didn't deal with Liberty Valance.
No. Well, Liberty Valance knew who he was up against, so it would not have been a good thing for Liberty to attack Tom.
True. And then Jimmy Stewart doing the dishes.
And waiting on tables? Yeah, men just didn't do that. You know?
Yeah. He had such a humble character.
And I loved the husband and wife, the team up Pete's Restaurant, the two cooks. Mm-hmm. The wife and the husband were really great. Norwegian.
Yeah.
And
maybe Swedish. I thought they were Swedish.
Or Swedish, yeah. Just really lovable.
Yeah. And especially when everybody kept getting hurt. I loved when they said, bring the doctor if he's not drunk. My goodness. It's no wonder they functioned.
It's a wonder anybody got well.
Yeah, really. Well, and yeah, I loved the husband and wife.
Yeah, they were really cute. They added a lot to the story, too. You know, the scenes in the kitchen and her giving him brandy when Tom Doniphon brought Ransome Stoddard into the kitchen there, put him on the couch, and she gives him coffee with brandy in it. And Jimmy Stewart probably never even had a drink. And there he is. I can't drink this. Oh, yes, it'll make you feel better.
I bet.
Drink it. And then John Wayne goes, well, there's no sense in you drinking alone. Let me in. I'll drink with you.
And he tries to give Poppy the drink. And Poppy's like, no, we got to feed the horses. Like, I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take care of the horses at the end.
But that was a thing in the bar where you knew black people weren't allowed in to drink.
Wow.
Because the guy said, I can't serve you, Poppy. And John Wayne goes, yes, you can. Have a drink, Poppy. I don't want to drink. Have a drink.
One of the things that was interesting to me in the movie was the cinematography, how they used the thirds rule. Sometimes things were only happening in that quarter, that first third of the screen. And you could kind of see the other 2/3. And what I mean by that is John Wayne lights a cigarette and you can see around the corner, but he's just in this left side of the screen. And they also I noticed that in a few different places, and they also put where they said the end was in that section. So I thought that was interesting. Mm-hmm. Just noticing.
John Ford is a drunk, too. The director, big drinker. And he was also a cameraman. And he did a lot of his own camera shooting of films.
Wow.
You know, and one of the things that I had heard is John Ford directed John Wayne in a lot of different Western movies.
14.
And the one thing he always said to John, when are you going to learn to act? I don't think John Wayne has any trouble acting at all.
It made me think of when we watched Babyface.
Yeah.
And he comes over as a young man in Babyface.
Yeah.
He's come a long way.
A long way.
I know. And they said John Ford got 4 Academy Awards. None of them were for Westerns. Interesting. I thought he did a very good job with filming it.
Yeah, it was, I liked it. It was good.
Liberty Valance was very hard to watch. I mean, he acted it. Lee Marvin acted it so well.
Oh, yeah.
Did he play in other films?
Oh, yeah. Always usually the villain.
Well, he does a very good job of the villain.
Yes, he does.
Similar to in Storm Warning.
Right.
Yeah. He played a very good villain. It was believable.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to be around him. Then you said Vera Miles played the sister in Psycho.
Which is another movie you need to watch.
Okay. What was your martini shot?
Was when Ransome Stoddard is carrying his arm into Pete's restaurant, into the kitchen, sits on the couch, and Hallie sits next to him. And she's trying to bandage him up. And the look in their eyes together, you knew that they were in love. And you knew she was going to pick him.
Takes you back. It takes you back.
Yeah. What was your martini shot?
There were some moments between John Wayne and Poppy that I loved. But I honestly think the biggest thing that is coming to my mind as my martini shot is when Liberty Valance beats Jimmy Stewart. I thought he acted it so well, it chills you to the bone. I mean...
Also when he did it to Mr. Peabody.
Yeah.
That would have been another one.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just think that one stood out to me
And
so.
those two idiots stop him before he kills him to death.
Yeah. I thought that they stopped him because he said that he was already dead.
They could have.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't
They
know.
didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was, and the way Jimmy Stewart acted tripping, and the way that he acted with the steak, I mean, he played that very well.
Yeah.
It's hard
But
to pick.
I also liked the ending. They're on the train going back to Washington. And he tells Hallie that he wants to move back to Shinbone and live and open up an attorney's office and retire there. And the guy comes and brings a spittoon, and, he's telling him, they're going to save the express for you. You'll be able to make the connection, and everything is just moving along. In 2 days, you'll be back in Washington. And Jimmy Stewart goes, I'm just going to have to write the railroad a letter and thank them for all of this attention. And the guy goes, it's nothing for the man who shot Liberty Valance. Not that he was a senator or the governor, but because he shot Liberty Valance. I thought that was great.
Well, I thought it was really interesting how they ended on that, because you have mixed feelings about it, because you find out he didn't actually shoot him.
Right. But nobody else knows it.
And yeah,
John Wayne only told him.
And I wanted, when you're watching the scene where they're going to shoot each other, you want John Wayne to come out and save him. Like, you want John Wayne to be the hero. And he was the hero.
But in private.
Yeah. It's interesting.
So made him look like he shot Liberty Valance, but he didn't. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie very much.
Yeah, it's a very good movie. I think John Wayne did a good job of feeding back into Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah. They played on each other very well.
They did. I would not have expected Jimmy to love Jimmy Stewart so much in a Western. I think this might be my favorite character of his.
Well, Jimmy Stewart has played in a lot of Westerns. You just haven't seen them.
Well, let's just add him to the list.
We'll have to make that a new one.
Yes. Well, thank y'all for joining in on our discussion.
And we'd love to have your feedback, so please let us know what you thought of the movie,
What would your martini shot have been?
what you liked the best, and any ideas. We'd love to hear it.
We hope you'll have a great day, and we'll see you in the movies.
See you later.